Fire destroyed another apartment building about a year ago. Check out this video. Firefighters were called last night around 7:30 to this three-story building on the city's northwest side.
Flames were still visible 5 hours later. At one point, fire was coming from all sections of the roof and from one side to the other. There's no word yet on any injuries or the cause of that massive blaze. New this morning, a 78-year-old man was ticketed for driving under suspension and failure to yield after a car-motorcycle crash that sent one man to the hospital.
Grand Forks police say Graydon Peterson made a turn in a parking lot just off of South Washington last night so he could turn around, but he ran into a motorcycle. The 28-year-old motorcyclist was hurt and taken to the hospital. A big race is underway in our area today. Minnesota voters are heading to the polls for the primary.
Republicans are trying to figure out who will go up against longtime Congressman Collin Peterson. Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live with what to expect. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. The biggest change that Minnesota voters are going to have to see this morning when it comes to going to the polls is the involvement of masks. Now, just in the area of Minneapolis, they're telling voters that they can vote without a mask, but if they decide to go that path, they will be documented and reported to authorities. So that's a different change that I've actually never heard before. Now, the big names in the Republican race for Minnesota's 7th District are Dr. Noel Collis, Michelle Fischbach, and Dave Hughes. You're likely seeing the TV ads for former Lieutenant Governor Fischbach and Dr. Collis. Fischbach is endorsed by President Donald Trump and the Minnesota Republican Party. Whoever is selected will go against Congressman Collin Peterson. He's been in office since 1990 and is now the chairman of the House Agriculture Committee. As of right now, over 637,000 absentee ballots have been requested. So far, 423,000 have been returned and accepted. Voters who still need to send in their absentee ballot have until 3 p.m. on Election Day to drop them off. But if you head to the polls today, they are open at 7 this morning and close at 8 this evening. If you voted by mail, it has to be postmarked by today to be accounted for. Or you can drop them off your mail-in ballot at the election office that sent you the ballot. When it comes to the final vote tallies, those results aren't expected to be completed until at least this Thursday night or Friday morning. Now, if you're nervous about COVID, we'll let you know that the poll offices, or the booths we should definitely say, the surfaces, the pens, and even everything else is going to be there. It's going to be sanitized and clean. And if you need help finding your nearest polling location, go to pollfinder.com.
And of course, we'll have those results as soon as they come in. Again, it might take a while, but you can find those on the VNL News app and then right here on the Valley Today. Thank you, Brian.
Let's get a check now of our first alert storm team forecast, and we check in with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. Looking good out there this morning. Temperatures are comfortable. We've got that gorgeous sunshine out there right now. And just in general, some great conditions here today. Here's a look at those numbers. 60 right now in Fargo. It's 54 in Grand Forks, 57 in Fergus Falls, Bemidji, and Jamestown at 58. You can see we're all enjoying some sun up and down the valley. Winds are light, except for one spot. Sisseton's at 33 miles per hour. We've got some wind coming off the Sisseton Hills there. Everywhere else into that 5 to 15 mile per hour range. Now, there is some rain and thunder in South Dakota, and we did have a little severe action going on there not too long ago. That's rolling eastward. Some of that may spread into our very southern viewing area, some clouds associated with that, and the potential for a few sprinkles or showers too as we approach the afternoon. But most of us today can expect to have a beautiful and a dry day here coming up for the rest of the day. But especially this morning, lots of sunshine and good conditions. So here's a look at that grilling forecast as you're planning your meals for later today. Lunchtime looks great. Temperatures into the upper 70s, approaching 80 degrees. And then into the afternoon, we'll see temperatures in that low to mid 80 degree range. A few more clouds in the Southern Valley again, with temperatures in the mid 80s for Fargo. Not bad for being outdoors. And today it won't be so windy, so your napkins aren't going to get blown around if you're hanging out outside on your patio and in the backyard here for tonight. Now, heading into the rest of the week, we have that opportunity potentially for a few thunder showers Wednesday, perhaps overnight tonight, and Wednesday an isolated one, and then again Wednesday night. But it's Thursday and Friday we have a threat for severe weather. So we've declared a first alert weather day for both Thursday and Friday. We could see some strong to severe storms Wednesday night and into Thursday, and then again overnight Thursday night and continuing into Friday. But again, we've been talking about this. The good news is it looks like it's clearing out for the weekend.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Lisa. The Fargo School District is going hybrid for the fall of 2020. That means for K-5 students, there will be in-classroom, part-time 2 to 3 days a week. Now 6 through 12 will begin the year with a limited number of students, about 1/3 or 1/2 of the normal class size.
Fargo Teacher and Education Association President Jennifer Mastrud says teachers are anxiously preparing for the upcoming school year. She says they're looking forward to being in the classroom with their students in this hybrid model.
In the spring, we saw teachers working from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that happening in the fall. So my biggest fear is to think about that workload and that burnout as we do look at these models being on top of each other at times. So I'm very excited to see what our district comes up with, but I know that they are looking at what's best for students and best for our staff.
More details on the upcoming school year are expected on September 2nd. Meanwhile, in West Fargo, you can add that school district to the list of schools that have opted for the hybrid plan as well to start out the school year this fall.
Students will be at school 2 days a week, Wednesdays off and 2 days of online instruction. And if conditions remain the same, the district is currently classified as in the green, which means 50 to 90% can be on campus. Students will be asked to wear a mask in all common spaces, including buses, hallways, bathrooms, and in the classroom if you're not able to social distance.
School leaders say there are lots of details to be worked out, but the priority is safety and masking to make sure that no teachers or students' needs are ignored. The school board says its goal is to get all students back in the classroom, but make sure that it is safe to do so first.
The city of Fargo is going with a face mask directive starting this Monday.
City commissioners approved a plan last night that encourages people to wear face coverings in public and requires city employees to wear masks when dealing with the public. Commissioners also talked about police officer body cameras.
It's irrefutable in some ways that, hey, this is exactly what happened. There's nuances that come with them, but by and large, body cameras are a benefit to police.
Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney says more analysis and discussions are needed before funding the new hardware. An apparent shooting outside the White House yesterday afternoon prompted Secret Service to quickly usher President Donald Trump out of the briefing room.
Just as his coronavirus briefing got underway, an agent approached the president at the lectern, whispered something in his ear, and then the president was promptly walked out. Moments later, the president, along with agents and others, walked back into the briefing room and told reporters a person had been shot by the Secret Service. The body of a Moorhead man has now been recovered from Little Detroit Lake. Divers located him yesterday afternoon. Family members identified him as 24-year-old Abdi Majid Osman.
They say he was kayaking on Saturday when it flipped and he did not come back up. The Becker County Sheriff says Sunday's stormy weather on top of weedy parts of the lake made it hard for divers to find the body. Police gathered the family, friends, and members of the Somalian community near the lake to break the news. They say they don't understand what happened. They say Osman was in good shape and knew how to swim, but they say they're also just thankful to have some closure, and they're thanking the community for their support. A former employee of a Grand Forks car dealership is on the hook for $15,000 in restitution after causing an explosion. It happened at Lithia Ford Lincoln dealership about a year ago. Newly released video shows the moment that Joby Lenski used his lighter to ignite gas that was on the garage floor, and it exploded.
One man was taken to the hospital for burns to his ankles. Lenski told police that it was supposed to be a prank.
His thing is that he was playing a joke because he didn't think that it would light up, but it lit up like, on a Christmas tree, so.
Lunsky was sentenced to 1 year in prison with 9 months suspended. Besides paying the dealership, Lunsky was also ordered to pay the injured man nearly $600 in restitution.
There's a new push to get people in North Dakota to cover their faces during this COVID-19 crisis. The state just announced a Mask Up awareness campaign. With
school right around the corner, the campaign hopes to target kids as they return to the classroom, even if it's in a limited manner. The state's health officer says that masks are a powerful weapon in the battle with the spread of COVID-19.
The CDC published a morbidity and mortality report highlighting cases in Missouri where 2 hairstylists were symptomatically infected, but yet they continued to cut the hair of their clients. They had 139 clients. Those clients also, by and large, wore masks. There was no spread to those clients.
Now, the health officer also says parents can entice their children to wear their mask. He suggested letting them pick out their own mask and is urging parents as well to be a good role model by wearing one as well.
It's time to summon that sweet tooth. Mine's always there. Addie's Royal Cupcake Stand is holding its annual event this afternoon. And remember, this year it is a drive-through.
Princesses will be delivering cupcakes to drivers from 3:30 to 5:30 this afternoon at Probst Field School in South Moorhead. Proceeds go to the Sunshine Foundation, which helps kids who are chronically or seriously ill, physically challenged, or abused. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. According to a new survey, 40% of people admit that they've lied to a friend to avoid this.
The answer is helping them move, and I help everybody move because
you
I
don't
am
lie.
the friend with the truck.
You do a lot of moving to friends. I was like, this is one for you.
Happens all the time. Oh, well. And don't forget that the Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start. The Valley Today, it rolls on. We have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up right now on the Fargo CW.